the random background color. Okay, and now we will build the project for the random background color. The first thing we will add here is the HTML. So we can add here with class of container. Actually, we don't need a space, we can delete it. And also the space. Okay, so what we can just type inside here is h2 with the recent background color is, and then we can make span because we will change the text content of the span. So let's make here class. Let's give it a class of color. Color is okay. Color. And then inside it we can type anything. We can just leave it empty for now. Or let's make it something like yeah, we can make it for red for an example. Okay, and let's give here the body background color to red. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And now we will give it this one to be color of white. Color of white. And okay, that's good. Okay, so now after this part, let's also, okay, we don't focus on the CSS. And after this part, let's add the button that will change the background color when I click on it. Let's give it a class of change. And now we can make it for change the background color. Okay, so we got it here. We just need to change its where the color of white. Okay, good. Okay, and then what we can do after this part is to add the JavaScript now. So let's go after this dev and add the JavaScript script. Now there's something that we can add here, which is called array. We can make here constant because the array is constant. And now let's call it colors. And now to make an array, these brackets are used. And then we can type more than something inside the array. The green, which will have the ID of 0, and the red will have the ID of 1. And let's make this one to be for an example for the blue. We got something wrong here. Okay, solve the problem. And now the last one, let's make it for green. And let's make another one here, which is for the something like orange. Okay, what did I do here? What I did here, I made an array which has several data, and each data has its ID. This one has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first one is 0 and the last one is n minus 1. So now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the starting of n, this is the ending of the numbers. Okay, and now I'm gonna show you how we can do that. Let's add a div here, which will be useful for us now. Let's make div, or let's make it inside this one. Div with class of test. Okay, let's make here document dot query selector. I will select the test. Okay, and now for this one I want to change the text content, and I want to select something inside this array to be typed inside this one. So I will make here, I want to select something from the array which is called colors, right? So I will call the colors. And now it tells me which one you want to choose. You want to choose 0 or 1, 2, 3 or 4. So I'm gonna choose for 0, and then it got me green. If I choose 1, it will get me the 1, the 2, okay, the 3, the 4. What if I type 5? It gives me nothing because I don't have a 5, right? So now we know how the array works and we get no problem with it, right? Let's now learn how we can change the CSS from the JavaScript, okay? And then we can make here document and body, because the body is inside this document right here. Document and then the body. So the body is inside this document. Now I want to change its style. There's a property in the JS which is called style, and then we will add dot. It tells me now what do you want to change in the style. I want to change the background. Okay, but just the background color, and also the Visual Studio here. The Visual Studio Code gives you an amazing suggestions for the CSS styling. And now I want to make it equal, and now I want to change its CSS with something inside this array. So we can make colors and choose something from inside. Let's choose the 1. So now we got something here. Why it's not working? Okay, let's check out the problem right here. Let's delete this one. I think this might be the problem. No, it doesn't work. So we got a problem here. Let's search for the problem. Yeah, document.body.style. I believe we got a problem here and we need to search for the problem. Okay. Style. So what's the problem? You need to search for the problem right here. The colors. Okay, I believe right here. What is the problem? We don't even have the CSS right now. Yeah, it's working. We deleted it already because the one is the red. Let's try to give it back its CSS. Oh, it was the red and we chose the red from the array. I'm sorry. Let's now choose the 0 to make sure it's already working, which is the green. It's supposed to be green right now. And then the 4. And now this is true and working true. And now we are done from this part. But this is not be chosen random, right? In the next video we will know how we can make it random using the math random and the math floor. So good luck and have fun. Okay, and now let's talk about the math random and the math floor before we apply it in the code. When we go here, let's type something like math or console log. We will print it in the console. That's how we can do that. Console log. And then right here, we can make here the math dot random. And we need to know what's happening here. It will give me a random color, a random number, sorry. So if I go here and inspect the console, we get a number. When I reload the page again, we get a different number. So each time it will give me a different number. And now, but it's also a less than 0 and we don't want that, right? So what is the solution here? If only I can get the length of this one and to be printed by multiplication here. So each time I get a random, it will be multiplied by the length of this one, and then I will get a higher than 0 and a random number between this to this. So this is the problem, right? So there is a function in the CSS which is in the JavaScript, sorry, which is getting me the length of this array. To do that, we can make console.log and make it equal to, and to be parenthetic, colors dot length. So I will get the length of the colors. So the length is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And what if I take this one and make the multiplication right here, multiplied by the colored length, which is 5. So we got this number, so each time we don't have to get 0, right? But we got a problem here also. Will the array read this decimal number? Of course not. So we want to make it just to end only for the first digit. To do that, we will add math.floor. Let's add a bracket here, because the math floor and the bracket, and then math floor. Okay, so let's delete this, we don't need it now. Reload the page. So we got 0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 4, 1, and a random, right? Because it's multiplication it by the color length, and then I am taking the first digit, which is before the dot. And then what we want to do here instead of this one is to change this one, to change the background by this one. So we can just copy this and make it here. Okay, this is good, but instead of typing it here, because we will use it for a second time, or I think twice. Okay, so we can give a function right here, the random color. The parameter is empty, and then we can take this one to be here, but with return, because we will return this one when we recall the function. Okay, so here, random color. We don't need this console log again. Now let's test this one. So red, the red which is the basic one, it doesn't want to change. So here, okay, let's try to console dot log. Okay, and then what we want to do here is to make okay, yeah, we don't need to change it by this one. We need to choose something from the colors. This was the problem, I'm sorry about that. So the colors and the ID of the thing inside will be the random color that will be printed from here. So when I go here, green, orange, red, and more. Okay, and now we want to change the text content of the text, or we don't need this, we want to change here the text content of the color. So to prevent typing this one several times, we can make here a constant. Okay, where a constant which is equal to, let's make it variable because it will be changing, variable of the final color, and let's make it equal to this one, final color, and let's see if it's working. Yeah, it's working. And then we want to change the text content of this one to P4 this one. So here we can make for the variable var with color, and this one will be for the where color. Okay, yes, equal to document dot query selector for the color. Okay, this is good. And then we can call the color dot text content to be equal to this one, or equal to the final color. Final color. Let's test this one. Yeah, it's working good. And now, but we don't want this to happen each time I reload, right? I want this to happen each time I click on the button, this button. So let's set a variable for this button, var button equal to document dot query selector, the class of the change. Okay, this is good. And now let's give here the button dot add event listener, the click, and this one will be for the function. I want a function to happen, right? And inside this function, what I want to happen is this one. So let's copy this part, all of that, and to be pasted here. So no, we got a problem right here. Okay, let's get this also here. Yes, and now we get a problem with this part. Okay, so we need to check the problem. Oh, we didn't click here. Yeah, now it's working and we got no problem with that, and the project is working. Now this is done. I hope everything is clear to you. I will add some comments here to make it more clear to you when you read the source code. Okay, and now we are done from this part.